So what's up, planters, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna share with you something that I personally really like to share, because it is something that is really close to my heart. Last time I shared my top 5 currently dying plants, and you can watch the video right there. But for today I'm gonna share you my top 5 most memorable or most, yeah, I think that's the word, memorable plants, because these are some plants that really have a special place in my heart due to a certain reason. So I'm gonna share them with you today. They might not be the prettiest plants, but they have the prettiest story. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first plant is also the most neglected plant in my house, and it is also a plant that I really don't like that much, but due to this memory that I have with this plant, it is such a special plant. And I'm talking about this snake plant. As you can see, it's kind of loose in its pot. I potted it up in ceramics. It's some sort of weird substrate, but it should be very good for Sansevieria. But as you can see, it's kind of loose in its pot, but that is fine. But number one is this Sansevieria. And you might ask, why are you such a fan of these snake plants? And that is because when I was younger, my grandmother had a lot of these plants inside her house on her windowsill. So she had like maybe 6, 7, 8 of these big ass Sansevierias. So I was always kind of struck by them because they had like this thorny top, and yeah, they are very weird looking plants, as you can see. And I must admit, again, I'm not a huge fan of them, but this one just brings back some memories of my childhood. So number one is this Sansevieria, and this particular cultivar is called Laurentii, for the one who wants to know. So number one, my Sansevieria. So the second plant that I would love to share with you is a plant that I actually got from a friend that I met on Instagram. And when the COVID virus was starting in March, well, starting in Europe, I actually got some mail from someone in my post. Is that correct? I don't know. But the postman brought in a package, which I wasn't even aware of. So I opened the package and I got a beautiful variegated anthurium. And these are the common anthuriums that you see all over the place, everywhere. But as you can see, this one is variegated and it has this beautiful yellow variegation. Unfortunately, the other leaves that came out of this plant are not variegated, but this plant has a special place in my heart because I got it from my friend. Her name is called Felice. I will link her Instagram right there. And she just sent me this plant to like send some positivity in times like these, like the COVID virus and stuff like that, and we had to be in lockdown and stuff like that. So I was very surprised and very humbled to receive a beautiful little plant with such a stunning variegation. So again, the other leaves aren't variegated, but this plant will always have a special place in my heart due to you, Felice. So I think a lot of us know the struggle that when you bring in so many plants in the interior of your house or just inside your house, sometimes it can be a struggle to care for them all in the right way. So I had well, let's explain it a little bit more. In the beginning, when I was starting to collect plants, I collected all plants that I could find, and literally every plant that I'd see in a plant store I would buy. So I ended up with a lot of plants I couldn't really take care of because it was just too much, and then I gave one plant to my parents. And well, that one wasn't really growing. It was in a small pot, and I gave it up to my parents, and well, they just took care of it like they would do for a child. And now I have this beautiful big Pachira aquatica, I think that's the name. I'm not 100% sure, but we all know this type of plant because they are quite common. And this one is actually growing out of a trunk. So that is very cool. And yeah, when I gave it to my parents, I think it was maybe like this big, so it was very small. But it literally grew so good at their place. And then I wanted it back, obviously. No, that's not the case. But my mother saw some caladiums on my balcony, and she really wanted to have some. So I told her, yes, you can. And she do not want to have too many plants in her house. So I actually swapped one of my caladiums with this Pachira aquatica. Yeah, and I'm really gonna take good care of it. It's living right here on my fireplace, and it's about, let's say, 4 meters away from a southwest facing window, so it gets a lot of indirect bright light. And yeah, this plant will always be special for me, and I hope that I will continue to make it grow good. And for me it is very special because it gives me some sort of feeling of home or something from my parents inside my house, so that is special, and that's why it has a very special prominent place inside my house. So the fourth plant that is really special to me is my first rare plant that I ordered from overseas, and this plant is also my #1 favorite plant. I have said it so many times before, I have showed it in so many videos before, but I just want to keep sharing it because it just keeps getting more and more gorgeous. And I am talking about this beautiful philodendron mamai. And this was the first plant that I ordered from overseas, and when it arrived I wasn't 100% sure if it was gonna survive because yeah, they do not always arrive in perfect condition, but I'm so happy that it did because this one is really a stunner. I mean, it is pushing out new growth like crazy, like the beautiful light green turns into a dark green with beautiful silver flecks or silver patches. And yeah, this plant is very special to me because it was my first plant and that I ordered from overseas, so my first real rare acquisition. Yeah, that's the only reason why it's in my special top 5 list. But it is a stunner. It is the philodendron mamai. Let's go to the last one. So the last one is actually 2 plants, so it's kind of cheating because it's now more of a top 6 instead of a top 5. But first of all, it is this one, my beautiful Monstera deliciosa, the real deal, not the Borsigiana type, but the real deliciosa. And I actually got it from Rogier from the Botanical Garden of Leiden, and it's growing very slowly. It only gave me 1 leaf, but plenty of roots in about a year. So it's not a fast growing plant for me or in my environment, but it is so beautiful. So right now I'm gonna take the camera and I'm gonna show you that one, but I will also show you my other Monstera, the Borsigiana type, and I will also share the story behind that plant. I am very bad at this vlogging type of video making, so I hope that everything will be okay. But as you can see, this is my Monstera and it is huge. As you can see my face behind the plant. It is really a very, very big plant and a very beautiful plant. Here you can see it. It is stunning, really stunning. And the only new leaf that I got is this one right there. And yeah, it's really gorgeous. It's really one of my favorite plants, and it is living in my living room or staying in my living room, so it's really an eye catcher. A lot of people see it and a lot of people love it. So I'm gonna turn around the camera to give you a little close-up. So as you can see, it has all these pretty holes It has very long air roots, and it also has a lot of roots. So let me see if I can take it out of the pot. Yeah, a lot of roots. And I see that the roots are kinda turning dark, so I think I need to take care of it a little bit better or give it a repot. But I learned that Monsteras like to be a little bit tight in their pot. So here it is, number 5, my Monstera deliciosa. So here I am with my last special plant, and this is actually the first plant that I ever bought. And it is this Monstera deliciosa, but this one is called the Borsigiana type. There is a difference between those two, and there are plenty of videos that are covering that subject on the internet, but basically it means that this one is more of a, I'm not sure if I'm gonna say it correct, but this one is gonna stay a little bit smaller. The internodes between two leaves are much bigger, so that means that it is more of a climbing type. Well, I'm not sure if I'm correct, but the difference for me is that the one that I just showed you is much bigger and this one is just a lot smaller. So this one is my first plant that I ever bought, and as soon as I put it in my house, it was very small. I will put some pictures up right now about the, to show you the plant, but now it's grown really big and it's also one of the eye catchers of my house. So let me show you a little bit better. There it is. As you can see, it just grows a little bit different than the other one, but it's also a gorgeous plant. It's really growing towards the light, so from this side it's also very pretty. So yeah, that's number 6, or actually also kind of number 5, because it's also a Monstera. So let's get to the outro. Well, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you liked this video. If you like this video, please drop a like and a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to be updated in the future for more botanical and non-botanical videos. And also don't forget to hit the bell to turn on notifications so you get a notification every time I upload a new video, which is once every week. So I really hope you liked it, and I see you again very soon.